Coming up, find out why thousands of dollars are missing from a local rescue squad. Good afternoon and welcome to this afternoon's edition of the Rockbridge Report. I'm Megan Shaw.
And I'm Alex Maragos. We're hosting a shorter show tonight because power outages have been affecting our system.
Yesterday's snowstorm definitely affected all of Rockbridge County. It left 6,500 people without power. The county opened shelters for residents without electricity. Bark Electric Cooperative has restored power to more than 5,000 customers. The storm dumped up to 12 inches of snow in some parts of the region. The Virginia Department of Transportation worked around the clock to clean up major roads. State police reported 76 car accidents and 3 deaths statewide. But Rockbridge County Emergency Coordinator Robert Forsman said the county handled the storm well.
And it seems like most people heeded our advice and stayed off the roads and gave the highway department a chance to clear the roads.
Yesterday in Washington, Senator Rand Paul led a filibuster lasting nearly 13 hours. He blocked the Senate's confirmation of the new CIA Director John Brennan. The Republican from Kentucky is a critic of the president's drone policy. Paul started by demanding assurance from the Obama administration that it will not deploy drones to kill a citizen who is not an immediate threat to others. Rand argued that all citizens have the right to a judicial process first. More than a dozen of his Republican colleagues showed support by speaking and trading questions on the floor. Rand ended his speech shortly after midnight. Attorney General Eric Holder responded, saying that there are limits on the president's ability to order citizen drone strikes on American soil. In international news, Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez died Tuesday afternoon of a heart attack. The 14-year president had battled an unnamed form of cancer. He had surgery last December, which was his 4th. Chavez was the leader of the United Socialist Party of Venezuela. He left behind a country divided over his socialist reforms. Still, thousands of citizens lined the streets of Caracas on Wednesday to pay respects. The funeral will be tomorrow. Vice President Nicolas Maduro is the interim president, but long-term leadership of the country is still in doubt. The country constitution requires an election within 30 days.
Lexington residents are also mourning the death of a former W&L president. 81-year-old John Wilson died Saturday. During his 12 years as president, the Lenfest Center for the Performing Arts opened. More remarkably, Wilson led the school to coeducation in 1984. Wendy Lovell was one of those pioneering women. She recalls Wilson's strong leadership.
Very quiet, very understated, very powerful, and I'm very privileged to have his name on the diploma that hangs on the wall behind me.
A memorial service will be held on Saturday, March 16th at 3 o'clock in Lee Chapel.
A Glasgow woman has pleaded guilty to 3 charges of embezzlement. Tamara Preston says she stole $10,000 from the Glasgow Rescue Auxiliary Squad. Preston was the squad's treasurer. She used the group's debit card for personal use for 17 months. Glasgow Police Sergeant Aaron Britton testified that Preston told him back in November that she had only taken $6,000. When Britton did the math, he realized it could be more than $10,000. Preston will be back in court on June 3rd for sentencing.
Most schools in the Commonwealth have honor systems against stealing. In fact, VMI hosted an honor conference earlier this week. 271 people, mostly high school and college students, attended. Participants listened to short vignettes and speakers like Martin Smith of PBS Frontline. Smith talked about honor in the lives of journalists. In smaller breakout groups, students discussed what works in their school's honor codes and what doesn't. The groups were led by VMI cadets who played major roles in the 2-day conference.
And then when it comes to trial days, it is my duty to serve as the judge, if you will, where I kind of make sure that there's a fair courtroom proceeding and it's neutral on both sides so that the fact of the case can come out. And on a day-to-day basis, I just work hand in hand with the court and the Corps and answer any questions that anybody might have in relation to honor issues.
Rockbridge County High School and W&L were among the attendees. Further north, UVA students voted to change their honor system. If they admit to an honor offense of lying, cheating, or stealing, students will be suspended for 2 semesters. That's a big change from the previous punishment of permanent expulsion.
Spring sports are underway here in the county, though one team's winter season has taken them to the state semifinals. Perry McClure men's basketball is on his way to the Virginia High School League tournament in Richmond as we speak. The Fighting Blues play West Point tonight at 5 o'clock. If they win, they move a step closer to becoming the Group A Division I champions. VMI's lacrosse team lost to Lehigh 18-2. That game marked the Keydets' 5th consecutive loss. W&L's newly ranked men's lacrosse team lost to Washington College 8-4. W&L's women's lacrosse team held Hollins to only 1 goal en route to a 20-point victory. In baseball, the Keydets split a 4-game series with Binghamton. SVU split a doubleheader with Mary Washington. The Generals opened ODAC play with a sweep of Lynchburg.
I think you'll be glad to hear that our 5-day forecast doesn't include snow. Tonight, temperatures will dip to 25 degrees. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny with a high of 47 and a low of 24. The sun will stay out for the weekend as temperatures climb to the mid-50s. Monday brings a 50% chance of rain and a high of 56 degrees, with overnight lows in the high 30s.
Sounds like all the snow will be melted by Sunday, which should make for a nice weekend.
And if you're looking for something to do, head to the Hotel Roanoke for its chocolate festival. 22 vendors will pass out chocolate samples and area chefs will demonstrate their work. Chef David Falls of the Kendall Retirement Community will represent Lexington. All proceeds from the festival will go toward community outreach programs.
Well, that's all the time we have this afternoon. You can always find us on the web at www.rockbridgereport.washingtonandlee.net.
We hope you have a great weekend and you get power back soon. Thanks for joining us.
Have a good night.